Shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well and that teach well while learning truth, 100% according to the Bible. Also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophets, the servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you few sisters that are sincere, your children, shalom. And in today's video is going to be building off of this video that I got here. You see, basically touching on the current news that you have happening, taking place in Chicago with all of these protests and, ICE raids and stuff like that, man. And ultimately from this video, I'm allowed to play. Today's video is going to be titled that the spirit of sedition is in the air, man. And that's what we see happening all around the world. But you see ultimately coming to this place, America, as well, because we know those are part of the prophecies that the Lord will bring sedition, man. You see. And I'm actually go into that word sedition, and I'm actually look it up that I got pulled up here on Chat GPT. I typed in what is sedition, right? And it popped up sedition, right? It's the act of encouraging people to rebel against the authority, right, of a state or a government, usually through speech, right, writing, or other forms of expression. It's considered a serious offense because it threatens the stability and security of a nation, right? And it says, in simple terms, sedition means stirring up rebellion or resistance against the government, right? And ultimately, I'm going to allow this video to play, and this is exactly what we see happening in this video, man. But we know ultimately it's going to get worse. You see, how about Shimei Shah is going to make it way worse than what we see happening now. This is only the beginning stages of what's soon to come throughout all the U.S., man, where you're going to have all of these people uproaring. You're going to have civil unrest. You see, you're going to have race wars, class wars, civil wars, gender wars. All of these things are what Yahweh Shimei Shah is soon about to bring to this place, America. And we see it all brewing up now. You see with the whole situation that occurred with Captain Kirk. You see how you got all of these Edomites already pressed, and already, harvesting all of this hatred in them that they have for Jake. And like I said, we're just in that time of season where things are about to explode, man, real soon. You see, the economy is failing. A lot of these Babylonians are feeling bagged into a corner. They have nothing to lose, a good majority of them. You see, people just ready to bug out, man. And like I said, we know that the Lord is going to bring these things, man, because as it tells us right here, this is St. Luke chapter 12, verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division, man. Right. And that's what you see happening here in this place, America. This place is divided on all sides, man. You see, you got these Edomites divided against these other Edomites. I mean, it's just, complete, chaos in this place, America. And we know what the scriptures have said, right? I'm going to grab that. This is St. Matthew chapter 12. And I'm going to read verse 25. Right. And I'm going to read it in the NLT, the New Living Translation. And it says, Yahweh knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom, right, divided by civil war is doomed. Right. Because ultimately, that's what we see the beginning stages of happening here in America with all of these protests, all of these different people uproaring and going up against the government, all of these different ICE raids and things like that is happening. Eventually, the Lord going to put the spirit on these people where they're going to start to fight back against the government. Right. That's what's coming to this place, man. You see, real soon. Right. It's that a town or family splintered by feuding will fall apart, man. And that's ultimately because guess where we're at the end of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man being in power, man. We're coming to the end of this man's rulership. So that's why you're seeing all of this division, all of this chaos. And we know what the scripture said. You see, I'm going to grab that real quick through the spirit as well. I'm going to go to the book of St. Mark, right? Chapter 3. And I'm going to start at verse 23, right? And it says, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? Verse 24, and if a kingdom, right, be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand, you see? And that's what we see ultimately happening, man. This place, America, on all sides is divided. And that ultimately indicates that, guess what? This place is getting ready to come to its end. This place is not going to stand for very much long, man. Right. That's how we know that ultimately it's only a matter of time before the chaos begins to ensue, before it begins to take place, before it begins to happen. You see, before the Lord ultimately allows it to manifest, you see. So I'm actually getting to this video that I have, you see, and we're going to look at it, just to see ultimately what's going on. But like I said, you can clearly see that the spirit in this place, America, is sedition, man, where a lot of these people, they're not, about to be listening to the government real soon. You're going to have a lot of these Babylonians taking matters into their own hands, man. You see? Fair use. I'm not getting paid for this video. Educational purposes only. Fair use.
Back, everyone, to Live Down from Fox. We appreciate everyone continuing to join us on this Friday edition. A live look right now at Chicago. That is where we are going to be bringing you the next updates regarding Broadview, Illinois. That is where we have seen many protesters come to an ICE facility, and we want to go out there now live to the very latest with Fox 32 Chicago's Casey Cronus joining us now with a breakdown of what she is seeing. Casey.
Hey, Mike, there is so much unfolding here in Broadview today outside of the ICE processing facility where, as you mentioned, this is where some of the immigrants who are being arrested are being taken for processing. I'll step out of the way so that you can get a look at what's going on. Now, we did retreat a little bit further back because ICE agents on the roof and on the ground have been firing pepper balls at the crowd. They contain the same chemicals as pepper spray, and when it gets in your throat, in your nose, it
right. And you see what's happening. And like I said, this is only the beginning, man. You see, things are going to get way more intense. You see, just wait till those tariffs fully set in that Trump has put on all of these other countries, man. Wait till the price of living and things like that, you see, start going up more. You see, till more of these people start getting laid off from their jobs, the price of food and everything really starts to skyrocket to the point that it's going to get to. That's when things are going to get way worse than what we see now, because you see, they're still somewhat compliant. Now people are still somewhat being obedient. But like I said, soon to come, there's not going to be any obedience, man. You're just going to have complete lawlessness, man. But ultimately, as we can see taking place, this is only the beginning of what's ultimately going to happen, right? You see, real soon, which is going to be chaos, man.
Really burns, makes your eyes very itchy. So they just kind of set some of those off here about 5-10 minutes ago. So we have moved a little bit further back, but there are still ICE agents on the roof and on the ground. Now, protesters have been here since early this morning, and there is another larger event planned for 7 p.m. local time, so in about 45 minutes here. Now, I want to take you to earlier today. So take a look at this video. Around 4:15 local time this afternoon, ICE agents were on the roof when a woman approached the fence along with a few other protesters and started yelling at them. Agents shot those demonstrators with pepper balls. Federal agents then came out of the parking lot where the woman got into a scuffle with them. She was thrown onto the ground, and as agents crossed the street, moving protesters further away, that woman reached up and grabbed the mask of one of the ICE agents. That's when another one put her in a headlock, and you can see on video there that she...
All right, and you see what's happening, man. And like I said, this is going to be happening real soon, but it's going to be worse, you see. Like, things are going to get way more hectic than what we see happening now. This is only the beginning, right? And we know ultimately how about Shah is going to set these Egyptians against each other, man. As it tells us right here, this is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. It says, and I, right, will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. The modern Egyptians are you Babylonians, you people here in America, man. You see, you Edomites and all you other nations, man. And also you 2/3 of our people as well that ultimately, have this, Americanized mindset. You see, soon come, a lot of you people are going to be fighting against each other. You proud Americans. You see, you people that love this country, you believe in your rights and all of that different type of stuff. You people are about to crash out real soon, man. That's the spirit that the Lord is putting on these people. You see, a crashing out type of spirit. That's what everybody is in, right? Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? And as they say in the world, when people have nothing to lose, they lose it. And a lot of these people see that this place, America, is not going to get better. So they're hopeless, man. So people have no other choice but to crash out. That's the spirit that these people are in. So we know that the violence is coming real soon. It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, right? And they shall fight, everyone against his brother, you see, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom, man. And that's what's coming to the shores of America real soon, man. This is what we see everything ultimately boiling and leading up to. Is going to lead to this. You see this chaos that's coming to this place, man, right? That ultimately Yahweh Shah has set to come upon this place, right? So we're going to get back into the video.
Flashes a peace sign. Now, it does appear right now, back live, that there are more federal agents kind of approaching. There's two different facilities here, kind of across the street from each other. And it appears that some agents have come now from the other parking lot across the street. We've seen most of the tensions escalate when cars are coming in and out of the parking lot here. Protesters kind of get riled up during that time as they're opening the gates, moving, in theory, moving undocumented immigrants to and from. A lot happening here, Mike, and we expect things will only grow larger this evening.
Yeah, Casey, I can imagine there when the sun goes down, it seems like things could escalate pretty quickly there. What are what's the saying on the ground right now from officials there when the sun does go down?
You know, we haven't heard any information from ICE officials, but and you know what? We hear some pepper balls just got shot off just now. So I can guarantee you when the wind blows, that's going to kind of just permeate through the whole area here. Now, ICE officials haven't released any information back to your question. I do want to point out some of these protesters, like one man right now, he's lifting up his shirt and kind of like facing the ICE agents on the roof who are shooting. Some of them, it's almost like they're like attracting it. They want to kind of be in the middle of it. We do know from lawyers here, they say that 5 people were arrested today, 4 of them released with citations. We presume the woman that we showed video of who was kind of taken down to the ground and then pulled the mask of the ICE agent, she being one of those 5 individuals. Unclear if she was one of the people released. We do know an ambulance showed up soon after she was taken into the facility, and we can just assume that she requested medical and that's why the ambulance was here.
Casey Coronas, great reporting. Thank you so much. Stay safe out there. We appreciate all the updates on Live Now from Fox.
Right. So we watched the video and we basically got a gist of everything that's ultimately happening. And like I said, brothers and sisters, you know, that spirit of sedition you see is in the air in this place, America, man. And it's ultimately leading up to this, because we know that this prophecy is going to come to pass. You are going to have, you know, complete lawlessness, you know, chaos, civil unrest, you see, you know, all of these different things that are ultimately going to come upon this place, America, man. And like I said, everything that we see happening in this place, it just indicates and proves that we are in that time of season. You see, that's how you got to know how to, as the scripture said, measure the time diligently in itself, man. You got to know what season we're in, right? And as it tells us in the book of Ecclesiastes 3, right? I'm going to grab that real quick, right? Through the spirit, right? And I'm going to start at verse 1, right? And I'm going to read on down to verse 8, because that's kind of the point, right? And it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, you see. So everything has its appointed time in which it happens in, you see. Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Verse 4, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, right? Verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, right? Verse 6, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. Verse 7, it says a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Verse 8, it says a time to love and a time to hate, you see, a time of war and a time of peace, man. And that's the time that we are in, a time of hate and war, man. You see, that's talking about race wars, class wars, gender wars, civil wars, all of these different things are soon to come. What's about to take place here soon in America and the worldwide. You see, you already got, you know, happening in Paris, you know, in France from, I'm pretty sure a lot of you brothers may have seen it. You see where you got, you know, people burning down cities over there in France. You see just looting, all type of chaos, and you see just people losing their minds, man. But like I said, hey, those things are coming here soon to America as well, man. Right. But this is 2 Esdras chapter 15, and I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe meaning destruction, because that's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is bringing. You see, Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword, man. Right? That chaos, that calamities, that destruction. You see, these evils, man. Right? Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction right? Draw nigh, right? When something is nigh, that means it's soon to happen, you see? And these times are soon to happen, man. Like I said, you can just look at it and see what's happening worldwide. Look at the behavior of the people. You can clearly see that we are in that time of season of these things getting ready to take place, man. You see, it's right there in your face. Like I said, you got to be blind and not see these things, man. You see? You could just look at the spirit of the people and know that this is the mindset that everybody is in, right? It says, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people, right, shall stand up to fight against another, right? That's going into your race wars, your class wars, people fighting against each other, right? And swords in their hands, right? And that modern day sword is none other than a gun, which is what a lot of these Babylonians are in possession of. A lot of these Edomites and these other different people, they love a Second Amendment, you see? Verse 16, it says, for there should be sedition among men. I looked up that word sedition earlier, right? Uprising against the government. And like I said, from this video that I just showed, that's ultimately what we see happening. People, you see, rebelling against the government. But like I said, that's only small compared to what's to come in the coming days, weeks, and months. It's going to get worse. You're going to have more people uprising against the government, and it's going to be more violent. You see, people are going to be having swords in their hands, right? You see, people are going to be out here, actually, putting each other to deletion, man. You see, that's going to be the spirit out here soon come in these streets. It says, and invading one another, right? They shall not regard their kings nor princes, right? That's going into the police, the government. You see all of these different, bureaucracy forces that they have. People not going to be regarding these ICE soldiers. People not going to be regarding the military. Nothing, man. People are just going to be out here in a cold, psychotic spirit, man. That's the spirit that's going to be on these Americans real soon, man. You see? And it says, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, right? Verse 17. It said, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And that's going to be done by ultimately once the civil wars and everything begins to ultimately take place in this country. Hey, and Esau want these things to happen, man. Right. It's called Ordo Ab Chaos, you see. And I'm going to actually look that up as well on the chat GPT, because ultimately, even though we know that these things goes according to prophecy and it's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, these devils on the left hand side, they want these things to happen, because you see, ultimately, once the chaos comes in, that ultimately gives them the go ahead to basically move forward with their agenda. And ultimately, we know that they cannot bring in this agenda without there being some type of dysfunction or chaos. That's what they want. So you see, they keep allowing things to happen, which is all the Lord. You see events that are taking place ultimately for them to push further with this New World Order agenda. So they need this chaos to happen, you see. But this is Ordo Ab Chaos, right? On the chat GPT, it says Latin for ordo from chaos, right? And it said is a powerful motto with deep philosophical, esoteric, and political meanings. Here's a concise but layered breakdown of what it implies, right? And it has a Masonic origin, right? Used by the 33rd degree of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. It said it symbolizes the journey from disorder, ignorance, and confusion to enlightenment and structure, right? Emblematic of the Masonic goal to bring order and understanding to a chaotic or dark world. You see, so that's ultimately what these devils want to happen. You see, they want the chaos and all of the, turmoil and everything that happens. So like I said, that gives them justification to come in with this New World Order. You see, to lock this place America down, to do the things in which it is that they ultimately want to try to, accomplish, right? Their agenda. So I'm going to get back to 2nd Esdras 15 and I'm going to read 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And you won't be able to because, like I said, these devils are going to lock this place down. You see, you're going to have military troops all over the streets of America. You're going to have National Guards, United Nations soldiers. You see, and all of these other different, sectors of military that America, or the elites, I should say, because they're all taking marching order from the elites, that they're going to send to this place America to police and to militarize and, to barricade and lock down everything, man, because that's ultimately what they want to have, complete control. That's what it's all about, you see. But it says, right, verse 18, for because of their pride, right, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So, hey, these are the times and seasons that we are in, and these are the things that are soon to come to this place, America, man, right? Those miseries are going to come upon these proud American people, man. 2nd Esdras 8 and 50, for many great miseries shall be done unto them that in the latter time, right, that shall dwell in the world because they are walked in great pride. That's what's getting ready to come to this place, man. A lot of miseries, right, and chaos. But this is verse 19. It said a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. That's what's soon to come as well, man. So your favorite neighbor, Bob, that you love so much, that you've been knowing for 20 years, for some of you coons out there and you other jakes, that believe Esau is your friend, hey, you're going to see in that day is your neighbor really your neighbor. Because, hey, when these food shortages and all of these other different things start happening here in America, because you best believe that once the civil wars and the chaos begin to happen, the first place people are going to have their minds set on is looting these stores, man. So you're going to have food shortages happening quick in that time, man. You see, because everybody's going to be out trying to get things that they need to try to, sustain themselves in all of the hell that they see breaking loose, man. So I'm going to read it again. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, right? But shall destroy their houses with the sword, the gun, right? And spoil their goods. People going to be ransacking people's houses, you see. No compassion, man. People going to have zero empathy in this day that's coming, man. Right? It says because of the lack of bread going into that famine, right? And for great tribulation, you see. So like I said, this is the time of season that we are in, and these are the things that are soon to come upon this place, America, Babylon the Great, man. You see? And that's why us hopeful elect brothers and sisters, all we can continue to do is, keep the faith and pray and hope that Yahweh Shem Yahushua be with us in these times that we see ultimately approaching, you see, and coming. But with that being said, I pray this lesson be edifying, just something quick through the spirit. With that being said, to the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect. Shalom.